in your mind, for you and for I. I'm trying to decide from the look in your eyes, yeah. I mean besides, but your feelings inside you. I'm blessing up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
spirit, babe.
episode 23. We are back in action. You're listening to Inside the RV. This is a podcast about, I mean, if you've been listening, you already know, but to the new people, this is a podcast about entrepreneurship, work ethic, self-development, and becoming the best version of yourself. You're joined, of course, by your two so lovely, gracious, modest hosts, Jacob Moore
and Ryan Ramirez.
Jacob Moore and Ryan Ramirez, and here we are. We are an artist and artist manager duo looking to take over the music industry, and we're going to tell you guys. With beards. We're two bearded men who just happen to both have beards. And we're looking to take over the music industry, and we're sharing our stories of success, failure, the goods and the bads, and everything in between. And today, I'm really excited because we've got another guest. Everyone we bring on has some sort of amazing value that they can bring that me and Ryan both see, and you know, they're people that we're happy to build relationships with and continue building relationships with. So today we got a guest. Today on Inside the RV, we have an extremely talented music artist from Southern California. His songs transcend the boundaries of a single genre and dive into the depths of R&B, funk, hip hop, and more, and are tied together with his eccentric use of melodic structure and smooth vocal style. To top it all off, he is a great human being, an amazing person, a guy I'm very glad I connected with. Everybody, please welcome Benzer.
Yes, sir.
Hello, everyone. This is
brother.
Benzer.
Oh, word up.
Yo. What's up? Yeah, I'm just really happy and glad that I'm on the inside the RV. Actually, I was telling both Ryan and Jacob that it's literally my dream to own an RV.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. So just to be in an RV, I'm like, yo, this is really dope.
Yeah,
The vibes are right.
Yeah, no, the vibes get correct in here, and right when you walked in, you were like, bro, this place is sick, man. Yeah, I'm stoked. I think it's a good vibe in here, and thank you for coming in, man.
Of course,
I appreciate it, you know. So kind of want to start off, we usually try to like just ask kind of like a random question or something like that.
Okay.
I think last time, I can't even remember what we asked Julio, but I wanted to start it off. What's your favorite food, bro?
Ooh. I've already thought about this. I already know it.
Yeah.
I've always said to my people, I'm like, dude, if I ever die and you got to put on my gravestone, it's going to be, you never go wrong with a burger.
For real.
So it's a burger.
Yeah.
You really never go wrong with a burger. So
I love that, bro.
I want to hear what your answer is on an In-N-Out burger, though.
Bro, In-N-Out, value, flavor, quality.
Okay.
That is what you want in a burger.
All
so
the above. It's got
that's
everything.
what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I'm biased though because I'm from Southern
Yeah.
California, so I love In-N-Out.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
I had someone one time, they were like, have you been to Whataburger? I was like, yeah, I went, what? Fuck Whataburger. That shit is not, we got it when we were in Arizona. We met up with some people and we were like on our way back, and I went to Whataburger, and I was like, this is, the guy in the drive-thru serving me up, he was like, dude, In-N-Out, he's like, you're gonna love this, and it wasn't that good.
No, I even like, Shake Shack's like okay. But
Shake Shack
like,
is pretty good.
I never tried Shake Shack, so I don't know.
but I'm like, it's all right. It's like expensive.
Yeah,
it's
no,
really
it is.
expensive.
It is. I think I went there one time and like a burger, fries, and a drink. It was like $15 or something crazy like that.
You could literally have 2 In-N-Out meals with that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Always go for value. That's what I go for, man.
In-N-Out, where's the sponsorship? That's all I'm saying. So you're from SoCal. Where are you from originally?
Like ethnically. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Take me back, bro. I want you to take me back.
All right. So my mom and dad, no, they're both from the Philippines. So I'm Filipino.
Okay.
And I was born in LA. I was actually the first one born in America. So it's really dope just to have
amazing.
that honor. Coming from Filipino immigrants, like you already know immigrants have that mindset of like, oh, I got to work hard for my kid and all that.
Yeah.
So I definitely got that from them. But yeah, I was born in LA, but then I moved to Roland Heights when I was like 3 or 4. I've grown up there ever since, man. So
Are you the only musician in your family, or did anyone from the Philippines play music or anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, my dad always my parents grew up like singing in choir and stuff at church, and my dad, he plays guitar. He's not like amazing at guitar, but like he could play some chords, whatever, like that. And
Hey man, Filipinos can sing.
no, for real.
I don't know why. I I don't know what's in the genes, bro, but I feel like every time I go to like a Filipino party, every family member's on the karaoke and they all sound good.
Bro, that's the
They
thing.
all sound good. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a Filipino staple, a karaoke machine, a magic scene. That's
Yeah.
what it is, man.
And lumpia,
I love that, bro.
shit hits. The lechon, all that.
Bro, I love we're homies. That's all you guys gotta know.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So, when was like your first experience with music? 'Cause you said your dad played a little bit of guitar.
Yeah, so my dad's always been like, he always sings, like he'll be in the shower and I'll hear him singing, you know? And then like just during like little get-togethers and stuff, he's always playing guitar. So I guess that's like my first like introduction to music. Like he loves the Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
And what's really funny is like in the Philippines, like they only get like the most popular things, but like they get it like 3 or 4 years later. So like the Miami Heat just won the 2014 championship there. Like it just streamed there. I'm just kidding.
I was like, I don't know about that, dude. Yeah. I was gonna be like,
playing.
are you sure?
No, I'm playing. No, but yeah, so like he loved like the Beatles, the Bee Gees, like
Yeah.
dude, like that was like popping. Like he grew up like in the 70s,
Yeah.
right? So like those ballads and stuff like that. That's why I really love like ballads on guitar. I love like disco stuff, funk
Yeah.
and all that. So I really got that from him. I just love just music in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's that's reflected in your music.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything I listen to from you, man, is like super good stuff. Definitely like funk, kind of R&B inspired, good stuff like that. It kind of gives me like this oldies feel, but I feel like sometimes you got like this flow and this delivery that's like very modern. Yeah, man, it's good stuff. You got a great sounding voice, and I remember when we actually met through the music industry club, right?
We met on like Slack or something.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if I told you that. I met Benzer because
I actually hit you up.
Yeah, we were both in the same Slack channel, and then for the music industry club at school. Okay. And then he like hit me up. He's like, "Hey, let's just connect, whatever." And I was like, "Meet me in the SRC, 3:00 sharp." And we sat down and had a good ass
I
conversation.
know he had glasses on. It was like it was a shady, dark area.
Yeah, I had a trench coat on and shit. Like I was gonna flash him.
In your work suit.
Yeah, I was like in my work shirt
Yeah,
or something. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's cool. So what kind of inspired you to like drop your first single or your first song ever? Like tell us about that. Was it on SoundCloud, Spotify? Because you got a good pop in Spotify and a website and all this good like great shit.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I gotta let everyone know first. You're not always gonna put out the good stuff first. You
100%.
always got to put the crap out first before you get the good stuff in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my first ever song was actually called "Sold on You." I made that on my iPad on GarageBand with my homie. Shout out my homies Raph and Andrew. Met them in Filipino club in college.
Sick.
But yeah, that's like my first ever like drop. I dropped that on SoundCloud. But yeah, like the first time I ever wanted to make music was with them. I was like, hey, I kind of like how music makes me feel. I kind of like how that I like how that sounds. Let me kind of emulate it or something.
Yeah.
I mean, but it wasn't the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It's literally like it's all the keys are like quantized, so like everything's like super in time, so
Yeah.
it's like robotic,
No feel.
no feel.
Yeah, bro.
But like, hey, you could add the feel in now, like with all that processing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no idea how to like exactly use that and all that. But yeah, that was like my first experience putting that out. And then ever since then, I was like, people like really supported me and stuff. That's what I really love. And people supporting me, like even though it sucks, but that like pushed me to be better. And
Yeah, man.
that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So would you say you have like a pretty good following, like a good fan base since your first release? Like how has that been building the fan base? Where do you stand with that now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, you always gotta start off with your friends and family. Like,
Yeah,
literally,
of course,
no one
100%.
else will
Yeah.
support you, right? And through that, I mean, there's word of mouth. But then after that, you kind of have to go out of your way and meet new people, right? So with that, yeah, I started off with like friends and family. It kind of sucked though. Like my first like show was a freaking pay to play show. Like, oh,
That's how it
sell.
always is.
We've
So-
all done it. We've all done
Bro,
it.
sell these tickets and you'll play
Yeah.
in front of your friends and family. Like, okay,
Or if you don't sell them all, you got to pay the
you
rest
gotta
of
pay.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. I actually saw that happen when my first performance at House of Blues. I saw that happen to some kid. Like his homie lost his tickets, and his dad, and he was like, oh, I don't know what to do. And then the freaking the booking agent was like, sorry man, you gotta pay it. And then his dad I heard him say like, that's $1,000.
Oh my god.
Swiped his card. $1,000 right there.
And then that kid was never heard of again.
Never. I mean, it was hype, but it was like he's playing in front of like his own people, so it's like there's no really real way to like grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sorry, real quick. I meant like his dad took him and killed him. Or something like that. Yeah. No, I didn't mean like I wasn't trying to shit on him as an artist. I mean his dad was like, all right, let's go. Like
we're leaving.
Yeah.
I feel like that's such a common like going into the pay to play type stuff. I've seen that like so common within a lot of bands and like artists in the community of like Orange County, because I was in bands too where we had to pay to play and stuff like when I was growing up and stuff, and it's just like this never ending cycle of like the same like 10 family members that come, the same 5 friends, and it's like hard to break out of like that cycle.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying? Especially like when they're paid, like shows people got to pay for tickets. It's like, yeah, you get supporters who are like supporting you, but it's really hard to like. It takes a whole like another skill to get like someone to pay for a ticket.
Yeah,
for you to come
for
watch
real.
you play.
Like if
it's crazy.
If like they're not really rocking with, they're just like supporting you, but they're not really like, oh, your music is so dope. I want to spend what. X amount of dollars on that show because I'm here for you, for the music. You know what I mean?
It's like I'll stream your song, but I don't know if I'm gonna buy a
exactly,
ticket, you know?
exactly.
A stream and a song purchase or a ticket purchase. Even all three of those are like completely different things and indicate different things, which is crazy. You know, I feel like pay to play is good if you have the fan base that's willing to pay.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit, dude. Like if you can pay $500 to House of Blues and you know you're gonna sell $2,000 worth of tickets or whatever. I don't even know if those numbers. I don't know how big. I've never been there. I'm just talking shit, you know. But then it's like, okay, that's cool, and that works. But I think like when you're really, really getting started, like, and we've all been there. What we just talked about. It's easy to be like, oh fuck, dude, like $300 worth of ticket sales. Like that's not that much. I could get some people to buy it. Like have my parents buy it or this or that or whatever. And like I'm pretty sure my brother did pay to play shows like when he played in a band growing up, and like I think it's almost like a rite of passage.
No, for like you gotta know that you got scammed before you get scammed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't really look at it like that. So I did one of my homies, because my homie Joshua Tree, he does music too. So I played for his show, and I was like, bro, it's not even that bad. And then when I did mine, I'm like, dang, I really sold $1,000+ worth of tickets, and I'm like getting like what $100 from this. What is going on? Like I'll just throw my own. You know what I mean? So like that's what really like made me think. I'm like, dang. Like, if you really got people that, like, rock with your music and support you, what's the point of this pay to play?
Yeah. I think that's something dope that you just said, like, why not do it myself? And I feel like that's how the industry is getting it. Like, obviously, over the past couple of years, especially with, like, Russ and all that type of stuff, it's become so DIY, you know? I mean, if you have the resources, I just want to tell everybody, like, if you have a garage and you live with your parents or whatever, ask like, hey, can I like invite a bunch of people over and just have my band play or whatever? Like do what you can. Like we did Ryan's listening party for his first album in January 2019 in there. And we just invited a shitload of people. It's like, yeah, we could rent a place out, like whatever, but we had everybody literally in his pad. We played the whole thing and then he performed. And it was just like, it was dope and it was pretty much free. I don't think we even really like bought anything.
No, it was free, yeah.
Yeah, we like didn't even buy anything, and that was a cool like community building, like fan engagement thing. That's amazing.
Was there like random people as well, like just fans or just
there was
some
a couple
homies?
people that were random, but like friends of friends, you know what I mean?
That's cool. Yeah, see, even that.
Yeah,
that's really dope.
Yeah, and sometimes that's the initial seed that you need to kind of like get things to start building. I feel like, dude, this whole COVID thing sucks because there is just nothing that compares to a live show. There is nothing that will build trust between the audience and the artist and all that more than a live show. It's uncomparable.
Also, it's kind of whack because Zoom definitely kills your freaking quality of like your quality of sound.
Yeah.
And I just did a show on Zoom this Saturday, and my friend, I asked my friend, I was like, dude, so how did it feel? He was like, bro, everything was good and balanced, but the sound quality just sucked. Yeah, and I was like, dang, man, that's such a waste. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I definitely love and miss like live performances right now. Yeah, that's the main thing right now.
What is Artform 626? What is Artform 626?
So Artform 626 is one of my platforms that I kind of started. I haven't been very consistent with it, just because I've been busy, like just doing music stuff. But it's really a platform for all artists to kind of just build and kind of get to know each other. It's more like a blog spot, similar to like Voyage LA. I kind of thought of the idea when I was talking to one of my friends named Anthony Culpepper. He goes by AJ Vibes. He was telling me, like, dude, there's so much talent in the 626 area, encompassing like kind of where I live, like Rowland Heights, Covina, like Chino Hills ish. Not really, but like that general area. Yeah. And we're like, dude, like, what's the point of us like driving all the way out to LA to find these gigs and all that when all of our homies are here who have the talent? We have photographers, videographers, artists, painters, tattoo artists, and stuff like that. And that I thought of that. I'm like, man, I really want to showcase people that are like hidden in the 626 area and put them on, and with that build a community that can bring each other up, because that's the main thing with like us as like small independent artists, right? You got to build a community around you, build something from the way from down to up. Because like it's nice to reach for the stars. Like, oh, let me get a collab with Kalani. But like you're not gonna get that right away. You know what I mean?
Or got to pay a big bag.
You gotta pay a lot of money. But that's the main thing, was like just to build my network, but also at the same time build a community of people that know each other through this network. I'm trying to get back on it again. I definitely want to get back on that tonight.
Yeah. So is that the IE 626 area?
The IE, no, it's like right next to the 626. 626 is like Rowland Heights, West Covina, Azusa, Pasadena.
What county is that?
LA County. It's just parts of LA
it's
County.
On the edge of it.
Yeah, it's like really like on the like suburb outskirts of LA County.
Got it.
But yeah, that's the main thing that I want to do with 626 and stuff like that.
Man. Yeah, it's I think him and I are coming to realize more and more every single day the importance of building a community and engaging with fans, and not even fans, but just like your overall circle, relationships with like people in the industry, like friends and family, everything. Like building a community around what you're doing is so important, because even in the last episode, see, we talk about we talk about a lot of the same shit because it all applies. It's like in the last episode we were talking about how when you build a community, everybody has this common interest, right? It's communal. And so everybody feels like they're a part of something.
Exactly.
And that has power, dude. That totally has power. I read even another thing, I was just like reading things on the internet, or I might have read it in that copywriting book I let you borrow, but people love to get behind a cause. When you say, hey, I need 1 million streams because of this, not just because I want to be an artist, but because you can help me do this. You tap into people emotionally. That's the thing, is in a community, people share an emotion, a characteristic, and an interest. And dude, that is like in the world of followers and likes and all that shit. Like I told Ryan, I would rather have him have 10,000 followers and 5,000 of them are hyped and part of the community and willing to buy his stuff and willing to spend money on him and willing to be a writer, than 100,000 followers and 1,000 of them really rock with him. Like I could care less about the number.
No, for sure.
I want the true community and the true fans, because like I said, it's powerful. People share a common interest, and people like to hop on things that other people are doing. It's like an exponential growth, dude. You get that first 1,000, the second 1,000 is coming way easier, and the third 1,000, and it's going to keep compounding and building like that. So I feel like I see a lot of artists try to jump over that and kind of get to that Kehlani feature and all that without really having the solid foundation that an artist needs.
That's what you see a lot of. That's why I feel like a lot of people are going independent, I guess, right? You see a lot of that happen because there's just people that actually care about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like I see with you, like there's people that really care about Ryan Ramirez inside the RV. Shout out inside the RV.
Shout out, hey, our insiders, bro.
There you go.
Like, that's what he came up with. Insiders.
That's what it is, man. No, yeah, you really got to have people that like honestly rock with you, and and the main thing is too, I always think of this now, like you gotta have people that will tell you if your stuff sucks.
You
can't have any yes men around. You gotta have the people that tell you, hey, maybe you gotta improve on the vocals, maybe the music just sucks, like maybe kind of shift a little towards this way. I mean, like to the point where it's like not changing you, but maybe like you just need to be honest with yourself. You know what I mean?
Bro.
So
100%.
that's what you need.
Gosh, excuse me. See, the Trulies make me burp, man. I don't know what it is. And that's something that him and I have become so accustomed to because we work with a creative director and choreographer named Styx, who's our really good friend and one of our great team members. And he is like honest with us, like very honest.
Very honest.
But bro, if you're gonna take advice from someone, they gotta have the shit to back it up. Like,
for sure.
He's got it.
For sure.
He's got the
For
experience. He's got everything. But that guy has taught me to like put my ego aside and just be like, you know, it's okay to take advice from people who have the credentials and who can give you like you would be in their shoes. You would trade places with them. Like I think like look at his experience. Would I like to be there someday? Yes. Okay, I'll take his advice.
Yeah, and one thing I realized about that too is like when somebody's really honest with you and you get like hurt and like offended and like you kind of get defensive, even if it's just in your mind, that's how you know that they're right. Because if that truth hurts, you know what I'm saying?
No, of course.
And
yeah.
I've been through that so many times. Like coming up, even way before this, a couple years ago, I had a huge ego, like as an artist and shit. Because I grew up like in a positive environment to where like family was always like, "You're so good." Like your friends, all friends were like, "You're so good."
Because we grew up in the same.
Yeah,
same household.
or like when I was in choir, like, "You're so good, like you're gonna make it." And I had this thing in me of like, "Oh, like I'm talented, I'm gonna make it," right? But then once I got into the real world and the real industry, it's like I had that ego and it was holding me back like so much because I thought that like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get discovered. I could sit back. I'm talented, and it'll happen for me."
Discovered.
Exactly.
We talked about that before too, man.
Exactly.
That's
And it's
so funny.
But it's like when I took that veil away and started surrounding myself with Jacob and Styx and other people in my life who were honest, that's what really pushed me to like get even better. So I think it's always getting over that hurdle, you know what I mean?
Bro, that's the main thing too. That's so funny. Like we literally have like the same life. Like I grew up. I sang in high school choir too. That's
Okay.
so funny.
And everybody praised you and
yeah,
shit in
no.
choir, yeah.
I was like, because I was into like show choir.
Oh, me too.
You want to dance after this? What are you doing after this, bro?
Yeah, y'all could look me up after Rolling in Fusion 2013 to 2016.
What?
I was in harmonic fusion.
Yeah, you cut from the same cloth,
Yo,
bro.
that's
Damn.
hilarious. No, because like, dude, in my mindset was like, dude, we've talked about this before. Like, oh, maybe I'll get discovered. Like, dude, that is not even a thing. I mean, maybe like very, very like rare,
Yeah.
but like most people that get like quote unquote discovered, like they already have their base. Like they've built
Yeah.
their way there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I've kind of found out. Like right now, even
Yeah.
right now, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
One thing I realized about myself too is like I don't even think like now that I'm more mature and older, I wouldn't have ever wanted to be discovered because I feel like if you get discovered at a young age and you don't know what you're doing and you're not really familiar with the industry, like there's like a certain amount of control that
You'll
you
listen to anything.
Yeah, you lose that control, and like I've always been one. I feel like we've both been like this. Like we need like a certain amount of control in like the career, because like as like an entrepreneur, it's like you want to be able to know like what you're getting into, the knowledge, the people you're doing deals with. Like you want like I kind of value like this path even more now, because it's like I want to make sure I know exactly what's going on throughout the career. You know, so I don't know if you're like that too. It seems like you are.
No, I love, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like always thinking, I'm like, man, I really just love how open I can be with people.
Yeah.
And like I can work with whoever, you know what I mean? Like when you sign something, it's like, oh, you can't work you can't put out something on your own for X amount of years or X amount of albums or something. But like I'm kind of shifting towards like, man, I kind of want to do everything on my own and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's totally possible. And I think we all know the power of social media, man. We all know how truly powerful it is. If you can get past the damn algorithm and the advertisements and everything that are holding you down.
And the robots and the AI.
Yeah, and all that. But yeah, I think I just don't like take excuses anymore from upcoming artists, from people who want to do something artistic or whatever. I'm just like, dude, the playing field is pretty damn level. You got the internet, you, and it's up to you to build your fan base. Like you said, even if you do get discovered, it's kind of like, on Ryan's take, one, you could get taken advantage of and effed, and then kind of on your take, it's like, well, you would want to do everything yourself anyways, you know, like why? So if you have the ability to go out and do your own thing and really be in control, the only thing that's stopping you is having that core fan base. So like, why would you not take advantage of like social media and even kind of traditional marketing methods, like going out with, I don't know, like 1,000 business cards at the Staples Center and just walking by people like, yo, let me talk to you.
Like
Okay, so yeah, so Ryan and I,
Have you guys done that?
no, no, we busked,
not like
which
that,
wasn't.
but-
Oh yeah, we haven't done that, but it's hard nowadays too because people don't want to
obviously,
get
yeah.
close, you know. But it's whatever. But so we both follow this rapper named Dax. And I know of him through Ryan, and we met him a couple times and talked to him and stuff. And what did you tell me he said? If you can talk to 1 million people,
Oh, he's like, if I can talk to 1 million people, like if I can literally talk to you like on DMs or whatever, like I can blow up, or I can become popular and create my own fan base just by talking to people, and they like they're aware of what I do. You know,
and that's literally what he did. And I watched this guy go, like a couple years ago. He had what, like 90K followers or 100K on Instagram, and he started going hard on social, bro. Like he would post about it like multiple times a day. Oh, I'm gonna DM X amount of people. I need you all to send this to whatever.
Dang.
And I literally think this guy spent a year DMing like 1 million people, and now he's got like
he has 1 million followers now.
he has 1 million followers now, 20-30 million views on his YouTube
That's
videos.
crazy.
Like he did it. You know what I'm saying? At least he did what he said he was going to do, and he got those followers and all that stuff in the fan base. So, and that's from individually conversing. Like that is building a community.
No, exactly. You really gotta, I guess, like care. Obviously, you know what
Yeah.
I mean. Like, cause I feel like when like you're really big. I mean, I don't know every freaking big artist, but there's times when like, even like, I guess like, let's just say for like someone like LeBron James, like one photo with that person, that kid on the sideline, that means a lot. You know what I mean? So even just responding, like something as little as responding
Yeah.
to a freaking DM, like
yeah.
that means something. You know what I mean?
man.
To
100%.
someone, like as little as it is, I always just respond. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Bring some
100%.
value to them as they like say something nice to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing with that was that people really thought, oh, if I want to be a popular artist, I got to create some kind of mystery for myself.
know.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like that. So I'll admit I was thinking like that too, because I wanted to win. So I was like, you know what? I got to be more mysterious. I got to figure out a way to get people interested and more engaged in what I do. But I realized, we realized, yo, like social media now is like has like taken down the veil. Like there's no more mystery. Like you need to be accessible. And like you almost got to be like the coolest guy in the room. You know what I'm saying? And be cool with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. It's like it's almost kind of comforting to know, like, okay, cool, like I just need to talk to people and build that fan base, and then you go out and do it. It's like, this is a little harder than I thought, man. This is a little harder than I thought, but yeah, I don't know, it's one of those things where, like I said, I think it does get kind of overlooked, but the people that truly can build a community and build people who all share that, see, that's the thing, is like, the world is so much bigger than a lot of other people think. Like there's TikTok has like 500 million monthly users or some crazy shit.
Crazy.
Or it might have been like
insane.
daily or weekly. I forget what I read. Like Facebook's got like 1 billion monthly users or whatever it is. Like, guys, first off, the internet is huge, and not even 100% of the world uses the internet. So
I
beyond
know, that's honestly so like mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so crazy to me still.
you think everybody's got a computer. Like
No.
people in the rainforest got
Oh
fucking
my-
MacBooks and shit, you know? But the internet is so much bigger than we all think, because we're only exposed to that niche of what we're interested
Yeah.
in, because that's what the algorithm
That's the
sends us.
algorithm. Yeah.
Beyond that, beyond that, the world is huge. So it's like, to all these people saying like, I don't know how I could do it or build a community or whatever. It's like, if you don't think that there's people out there that share an interest with you, you're wrong. There's millions of people that would fuck with your music. You just have to tap into them. Same
Yeah.
for him, you know?
And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like people get this ego, and again, like I was like this too. That's why I'm passionate about it, because I'm trying to change people's mindset about it. Whoever's listening, like people think like, oh, like I'm gonna be very strategic with like how I post things, or like I'm not gonna drop my song or my EP for like 6 months because I'm gonna. It's like, dude, what you just said, like the internet is so big, bro. Like you're literally an ant in the internet. Like
It's crazy.
I'm an ant in the internet. You're an ant in the internet. It's like, what makes you think that you're gonna be strategic about your Instagram posts? Like one great post every week or whatever. Like that you're gonna put a dent in the internet and like you're gonna make a wave. Like nah, like you got to be out there like trying to get your name out there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That really hit me like hard recently. So
yeah. What social media channels do you use like on the daily?
Daily, obviously Instagram. I feel like for at least like our music and our target audience, I guess that's like my main thing. So that's like what I'm mostly on. And Twitter, I'm just on there for laughs.
For the memes.
For a break, for a break. For a break.
Break from
Twitter's
Instagram.
tough, huh?
It's mean. They're mean.
Twitter's unfiltered. Twitter is.
How do you do on Twitter? Like as far as like promoting your stuff.
Promoting stuff, I only promote like when it's there. Like I don't like build up on Twitter. I don't think that's where I personally don't think that's where my kind of stuff would like reach. You know what I mean?
What was the first like thing you posted ever? Like I know you probably remember. Like you were like, all right, I'm gonna post my song. If it doesn't get over triple digits, my life's over.
My first thing. It was literally a photo of myself with the title of it over me, and I was like, "Hey, this is my first ever song. If you guys want to check it out, it would mean a lot." And people shared that, and it was not the best thing though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean though. Like people like building those relationships. You know what I mean? Like people still like support you.
Yeah.
And from that you grow, and that's what I mean by you got to put the crap out first, and then you'll get the good stuff.
Okay, let me ask you because I'm curious because this is what happened to me. On your very first song, very first cover or post or whatever it was, because of all like your hype and choir and everything, like did you get a lot more love on that first thing?
No, actually,
like,
yeah, that's actually insane.
And then it kind of like you started posting more and it kind of went down, like people got less interested.
Yeah.
But then you slowly got it back up. But that first post was like everyone was on you.
My first like singing that was my first like original song. My first like singing song was like a Daniel Caesar best part cover or something.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of comments and stuff, and then I was like, oh shoot, maybe I should do more.
Yeah.
And then you see it dwindling down and like falling off a little bit, but then after that, like you started making your own. You're getting better. You know what I mean? I mean, because like obviously that one was like it's literally me and a guitar. That's like not the best quality, not the best audio
raw.
quality. Yeah, super raw. But yeah, like you learned to like I learned how to like edit some videos. Oh, maybe like let's make it more visually appealing to like
100%.
someone that's gonna watch it or something. You know what I mean? And I don't know. That's just how it got better.
I feel it, yeah.
What's the team you rock with? Who's kind of your right hand guy or girl or whatever?
Yeah, man. Shout out Jonathan Edwards on bass. He's always there with me live. Joshua Tree always there on guitar. Chase on drums live. Eric Reyes live. And actually, so Eric was really a big part of my first EP. He was kind of like learning at the same time too, Ableton. But he was like one of the first people that like kind of taught me the ropes of like just production in general. Like he has some sound engineering school background. And I was like, bro, what's EQ? What's compressing? What is all this? And like he was like the first one to tell me like, yeah, man, here's this. Here's what it does. Oh, if you subtract a little off the 50 hertz or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll make it clear or something. So he helped me a lot with that. And then he had some production on my second EP, Deuce. And like, man, like that's what's really dope. Like building with, like I said, like just building with the same people. Like you really get better as time goes on as well. Like obviously, I would say like the first one was like not like my best stuff.
Yeah.
Looking at like my old projects, I'm like, man,
But at the time though, it was fire.
No, exactly. That's what I always say. I'm like, yo, at the time, this was fire. This was fire. And looking back at it, I'm like, I mean, it still holds up a little bit, but it's like, I don't want to play it in front of anyone.
Yeah. Now it's like cringeworthy to listen to.
Do you feel like with your old songs, the idea of it was still dope to you?
No,
but
it's still, yeah.
But it's just like the mix or like the vocal or like the little details was the part that's off to you.
For sure. Like, so I feel like my ideas are really dope. Just the execution of the ideas
there you go. Okay.
isn't great because like I said, you're constantly learning.
Yeah.
And like at that point, I was like barely learning, so
Yeah.
I could say like that. Yeah, that wasn't like my best stuff. Like, but now, like I learned how to like record better, or like sing that note better, or have my friend mix it better or something. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm just really grateful for. Just those people right now, man.
That's dope,
That's
man.
dope. That's what I felt too about like the 21 and Over album. Like I feel like the songs themselves are dope, but like the mix sucks. Like my vocals could have been way better.
Yeah.
Like just like the execution. So that's why I asked that. I wanted to see if we related on that.
Hey, as long as those ideas keep coming and you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
improve you can match your skill to the output of that idea or the energy that idea has and surpass that, man. Like that's awesome when you finally learn Ableton or whatever tool you're
Heck
using
yeah,
or
man.
anything enough to where you can like take that idea and now make it like 50 times better. You know, sometimes you have an idea and you put it down and you're like, this is worse than in my head. Like I had more layers in my head than I do right now, you know?
Yeah.
So when you performed at Cal State Fullerton that one time and I pulled up when I was on shift, I think when Nick played with you.
Yeah, Nick played with
When
me.
Nick played with you.
Oh my gosh, that was like not great though.
Really? that performance or what?
Yeah, just my personal performance. I mean, everyone else did great. I just felt like I was like nervous, and it was hot. Like I was like,
Yeah, it
I
was,
was
man.
literally dripping sweat.
Yeah. No, that was a hot ass day, man. So like aside from that show where shout out to Nick, who plays drums in my band, Arrogant Magician.
Hey, Arrogant Magician.
Yeah, shout out.
Do, do, do.
Yeah, shout out Nick. So aside from that show, it's usually that crew that you mentioned earlier, like
Yeah.
always on the live
Dude,
shows.
they're like sometimes when I'm I'm playing live, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm backing them up compared to them backing me up. Because like, yo, like my homie Jonathan, like that dude's like a little prodigy, bro,
Yeah.
on bass. Like he's crazy, man.
That's dope.
But yeah, I'm just thankful for like that's the thing too. Like that's what I said. Like there's so much hidden talent
Yeah.
that needs to be like put out there. Like sometimes you just need to give that person a put. Like my homie Jared, he goes by Don J. Like he's always like, bro, I don't want to perform, and I'm like, dude, perform with. Like he's on one of my songs called Syrup. I'm like, bro, perform with me right now.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, man. And then when he did it, he was like, bro, thank you so much. Like that was like probably one of the best experiences of my life. I'm like, dude, I told you, man. Like
awesome.
sometimes you gotta give someone else a push. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's what I love to do with other people, man.
I think you give other people a push too when other people see that you have a fan base and a community. Like I've, had people come up who I haven't seen in a while. They're like, dude, that is so dope that like Ryan's got a little fan base. Like you guys are building your thing. Like that's what's up. And they'll give me some knuckles. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like they'll tell me that inspires me. And it's like, damn, like I just inspired or influenced someone because other people are influenced. Like I said, it's that compounding thing. Like when people see other people get excited about something, it transfers. And it just builds and builds upon that type of stuff, man. And I think you supplement that energy and that growth and that hype by just continually putting yourself in front of your community. So like the thing we were saying, like, Ryan and I used to be like, bro, you're going to be like MJ, untouchable, like mysterious as fuck. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like mysterious, whatever. But now it's like with how the internet works, with how people's attention spans are and what we're used to, like what our generation is used to with social media. We're used to instant gratification. We're used to seeing behind the scenes in David Dobrik's life and all these other people's lives and stuff. So when you don't give that to people, they're like, that's not enough for me. I'd like, bye.
Yeah.
I think some artists, I think anything's possible. I think there's going to be an artist that for sure pulls off that like more mysterious type, like superstar shit.
It has to be their vibe though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That has to be like who they are.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all dark
For
and
sure.
mysterious and shit or whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's music industry's tough nowadays, man. It's a little tough,
Let's
but
talk about that.
we can actually. Let's talk about music industry on your end. I got some stats here.
I'm scared. I'm nervous.
You've got over the course of 2020, Benzer had nearly 20,000 streams, 1,000 hours of playtime, almost 1,000 hours of playtime, and listeners in over 40 countries on Spotify alone, bro. Okay, that's not just your friends. That's not just your friends.
What do you mean? No, I know over the 1,000 people, bro.
I got a beer with 10,000 people yesterday. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? How did that like? Was that huge to you? Did that blow you away? Is that kind of like the regular numbers,
Dude,
or what's
that like the first time I saw like over 500 listeners, I was like, what's going on? Is this so? Did I pay for something? Did I pay for followers or something? No, but yeah, dude. Shout out to my marketing team, Itzel and Karen. like I said, you can't always reach for the stars. I mean, you should reach for the stars, like dream wise, but
Yeah.
you gotta be grounded. You know what I mean? Like, so what our kind of plan was like, yo, let's hit up some blog spots that can like give us some traction and stuff like that. And that's exactly what we did. You know, hit up some blog spots that were kind of similar to what my sound was, like R&B, soul, hip hop, stuff like that, some contemporary stuff, and we kind of gained some traction off of that. And to be honest, though, there was a point where I was like, I kind of think this is just the algorithm. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it just like blew up out of nowhere. Like there was one point where it was like, oh, here's like 100 plus, 200 plus listeners that day. And I'm like, what the heck? I didn't even how? You know what I mean? So I mean, sometimes it kind of goes off. I think the main thing is like, what's your brand? Like, what do you want to be seen as too, as well? And like for me, like, so my kind of brand, my style is like colorful, vibrant, like
sweet like syrup.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kind of going away from that a little bit, but yeah, that's my vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I put that in the cover. If you saw like my album cover, it's like with purple, like different colors, and like through that, I guess like the algorithm, I guess like it kind of like, oh, that people are listening to this. Let's bump it up a little bit, and I guess that's how it happened, man. Like, yeah, we hit up like some blog spots. We hit up just some of our friends. Like I said, like you just gotta tell your friends, like,
Yeah.
you know, like they'll support you, but sometimes you gotta just let them know again, like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, I'm putting out something. You guys want to listen to it or something?
Yeah.
And with that, like you were saying a while ago, like how traction is like so fast, and like one day you're popping, next day you're not. You know what I mean? Like our attention spans are like so fast. I kind of wanted to like catch on to that. So like with that, like I was selling merch, I was selling some CDs. I got people buying off of that as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's like the main thing. Like kind of just going off like I guess how record labels were doing it before. Like bank on whatever that traction is and kind of build from there. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I was doing.
Do you ever get caught up in like comparing yourself to other like stats or artists or whatever?
Bro,
Because sometimes that's like a struggle of mine.
all the time, bro. All the time. It's bad. It's bad, but let's go with the good. So it's good to see like, oh, where am I at right now? But then it's bad to say, why am I not there right now? But with that mindset, that makes you kind of work harder. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I kind of want to be there. How can I put that there?
Yeah.
And with that, you got to set goals. Like for me, like we were talking about it before, like, hey, maybe I want to do a single a month. Maybe I can grow in that sense. You know what I mean? And
Let's try different stuff out.
try different stuff out. Like it's not the same strategy for everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What you're doing is probably not the same thing that I'll probably be doing with like my strategies.
Exactly.
But I mean, yours is working, so I don't know.
We just do the podcast.
Hey.
That's it.
That's all I care about.
Oh, for sure.
That's all I gateway into this. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, but also I want to add too, something that's been on my mind as well is like how, I guess, to grow and to build a community is like sometimes you gotta get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Do things that will bring value to someone. You know what I mean? So if that means like, hey, let me hit up this one dude. Let me do like an artwork for you. Like, hey, I'm learning this. I see your album art, it's kind of whack. Let me help you out with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And boom, you know what I mean? You build a connection right there. Or like, oh, let's do a little Instagram live for this performance thing. They don't have a bunch of followers, but hey, you never know who's in that room or who's in that live right there. And then it's like, oh, who's doing this other performance? Da 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 da. You never know who knows who's in that room, who's in that chat room.
Dude, the last thing we talked about on the last podcast was you never know what the power of one person can do in your life.
Yeah.
You never know if like you get on Instagram Live with somebody and there's somebody in that room that ends up changing your life, but you didn't know it, or there's a person in that room that can end up being like a diehard fan who buys everything that you do because they loved that performance. You know what I'm saying? Like exactly what you just said. Like you never know. Like you can't. Don't. You gotta strip away the ego. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, you know what? I'm here to do anything and everything because I'm an artist and I want to spread my name as much as possible.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I mean. Like sometimes like, oh, like I've felt this way. I'm like, oh, they don't have X amount of followers for me to actually have value to that. But it's like you really don't know who's in there or who knows who. Like my mindset, it's really bad because like we're always looking at numbers. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that's good to a certain amount, or it's good to a certain extent, but like at a human level, like you really like those numbers don't define like, oh, how do they feel about your music, or what can I really?
Oh, this is gonna ruin my image if I do this.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I feel like we've all been there at certain times, you know.
I told Ryan because we've like every time he makes an Instagram post or something, we usually talk about it. He'll be like, "Hey, what do you think of this caption, whatever and stuff."
Phrasing and shit.
Yeah, the phrasing and just making sure it sounds good. It's like, should we put the period or the comma? Like, I think you're gonna lose 20 followers if you do the period. Might gain 10 if you do the comma. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? We're not that detailed with it. But we I read in a book, and I was telling him, and you're reading the same book right now, that when you write a caption or you say something to your 10,000 Instagram followers, you're writing it to 10,000 people, but each person reads it one person at a time.
Yeah.
Each person takes it in their own way.
Dang.
So yeah, and so that's kind of an important thing that like we think about when we're like making Instagram posts or just talking to fans in general, giving a mass announcement. It's like, how do I make this individualized to show that we do care? Because it's like, I mean, just the fact that he has like some diehard fans right now, like that's crazy, bro. He's only got like 3,500 followers or whatever on Instagram, or this many listeners. But it's like, dude, the fact that we've got like a couple diehards like blows my mind. I love it. And so every time we're trying to talk to our community, I tell myself, and I think other people should do this too, like people listening and stuff like that. You know, it's like if you're going to try to talk to your community, you got to remember people are listening one person at a time. So how can you make it individualized?
That's crazy.
And another big point from that book was like changing the frame of how you're presenting the music too. Because I used to think like, oh, like my new single is out. Go stream my new song. Like this is my project. Please listen to my song. Like
do it for me.
Exactly.
It's my shit.
But you put me onto it first. Like let's take out the I, the my's, the me's, all that stuff in the captions and shit, and make it about them. Add value to them. Because for a long time I thought like, oh, like it's kind of a selfish thing for me to like put out music and like try to get people to listen to it. Like who am I to like, you know what I'm saying? But then I really thought about it, and it's like, dude, music is like valuable to people. Like it's entertainment.
Crazy.
Like if you frame it that way too, like, yo, here's some new music for you. Like this is for you. Then I feel like the listener hears it in a different mindset, and it's less about like I'm gonna do you a favor, and more of like, oh, I'm getting some value out of this, and that changes the whole shit, you know.
Bro, y'all are dropping gems for me, just for me, for my mind right now. I gotta go.
He's gonna be looking through our Instagram posts,
I'm like,
oh, that's what that was the phrase.
oh, is that the period right there?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
The right emoji.
Man. Yeah.
No, that's good though. Like I never really looked at it like the way I look at it is like, oh damn, I got like 1,000. So I'm talking to 1,000 right now, but dang, one person at a time. That's crazy.
fire.
I never looked at it like that. That's fire. That's fire right there.
And that's how it's going to be for the rest of our lives. You know, as you build this career, as he builds this career and stuff, that's how it's going to be. You're making a statement that the masses read individually. And especially because, but it's almost become easier because as more artists go independent and there's more ability for consumers to find an exact artist that they want, you are now building a pretty niche fan base. Like I was telling Ryan in an episode, like 30 years ago, there were just the 20, 30 bands that they played on K-Rock and KLOS and whatever. That's who was huge because the main player was radio.
Yeah.
But now it's like all of those millions of bands in between that and artists in between that can now be discovered, and they can each have their own niche fan base. So when you're talking to people and sending a message out and it's read individually, and you have the mindset, oh, people are reading it individually, you just need to always remember and keep in mind, sure, these people are going to read it individually, but one thing that helps me is we all share a common interest, and that's that they love this music. So like, how can you bank on that, you know?
And it's not competitive. Like I feel like people get into the music space like, oh, I'm competing against these other artists. Like I'm competing. It's like maybe you are for attention or whatever, but it's like at the end of the day, like people could be a fan of two people.
No, for
like
sure.
Two different people. So, you know,
I
what I'm
listen
saying?
to both of you guys.
And if you collab,
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That's the cheat code right there.
no, that's what I'm saying too. Like that's like what I've been learning too. Ever since I met my homie Dom, his name's He goes by Wavelength. Damn, like shouting out like all the homies right now.
Yeah.
Put them on. Put them on.
I know, that's why.
We got
Shout
20 subscribers on YouTube, baby.
Shout out AB and Wavelength. But yeah, that's what I was telling him too. I'm like, dude, when I'm building my fan base,
Yeah.
and you're building yours,
Yeah.
and if you look at the numbers, we really don't have that amount similar. You know what I mean? But like when you like work together, when you do a little collab, like, dude, that's like exponential numbers right there. Like
Exactly. Win-win for everybody.
it's you're both bringing value to each other. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I've been learning. I'm like, dang, that's really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What? Tell me a little bit about your marketing team. That's badass, bro. You got a couple people on that team that just like. Do you have conversations like this where you guys sit down and you're like, how do we tap in to these people?
Yes, yes. So we kind of mostly had that like when we first met. We kind of just have like a weekly thing sometimes. But yeah, like they found me through like some Zoom performance. They said they saw me at that performance that I did at school that one time.
What?
Yeah.
They go to Fullerton?
They go to
Oh,
Fullerton right now.
That's cool. That's
so
cool.
yeah, shout out Itzel and Karen again. But yeah, they saw me and they were like, "Yo, we do this internship for like a few artists, but we want to do it for someone that we actually know and like can actually build from." I'm like, "Sure, okay." You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like sometimes like I didn't know them, but like sometimes just say yes. You know what I mean? Like be okay with it.
Yeah.
They're bringing value to you. You're bringing value to them in a sense. You know what I mean? So I'm like, sure, yeah, please help me.
That's amazing. How long have you been working with them?
Dude, August.
Okay.
That's
brand new.
it's like
Yeah.
new, and then like we got a bunch of traction and all that. Like they really were the ones like behind like my press release, my electronic press kit on my website and all that. And yeah, like sometimes, like I said, like I tell them now, I'm like, hey, be honest, like if I sucked, all right. But yeah, I'm like, let me know what I could do better, or if anything, like I always still tell them like, oh, what kind of campaigns or strategies can we do to like kind of grow our thing, or like what's our target market? Because like their background is like marketing and like like press and all that stuff. So I'm like, yeah, let me learn from you, and we can learn from each other and stuff like
yeah,
that.
bro.
So you're always learning. Like I said, you're always constantly learning, and that's what I like to do as well.
Man. That's amazing. That is some straight entrepreneurship right there, bro. It's you guys getting together. Hey, I don't know if we're the main component of entrepreneurship, and this is what I learned. I that's what I majored in at school.
Yeah.
So I majored in entrepreneurship, and the number one thing I remember, entrepreneurship, my favorite definition, the undertaking of a new venture under conditions of extreme uncertainty. So if you take something on like Itzel and Karen meeting up with you, it's risky. They don't know if they're going to make money. You don't know if you're going to make money. They don't know if it's going to be something that they didn't want to end up doing, whatever. But that's what entrepreneurship is. And if you can't handle that, you're not going to make it. But you guys handled it perfectly, and you're saying, hey, how can we overcome these obstacles? How can we provide value to each other and leverage each other's own skills and strengths? And that's the crucial part of a team. And dude, like you gotta hire your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Like I consider myself to be a great marketer and manager and salesperson, but when it comes to like creative direction, I'm not huge on that. That's where Styx comes in, and he fucking murders it.
Shout out Styx.
Yeah, no, for real, shout out Styx. And then it's like same with like the, Joseph, our video guy, and Isaac and these other guys we work with, and same with him. Like each person has their own skills, and it's like, number one, you can't do it all.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you can't do it all.
That's
And
the
number
main thing.
two, you got to accept that people can do things better than you. Like Styx and Ryan are just better, way better than me at seeing a picture and going, that's not it. They're just better. That's how it is, So it's like you kind of got to accept that, and that's like the you got to fail forward and fail fast. That's the quickness with it. So it's like if Itzel and Karen can tell you like this is failing, like, but you never would have known that if you didn't take that risk and like meet up with them,
It's
so
literally treating like the artistry as like you're like a product, like you're a startup business, literally. Like strip away the music and
You really
stuff.
do gotta
You're
look at
like
it
a
that way.
product. Like
Yeah.
how do normal businesses like function?
Yeah.
Like they fail forward, they fail fast, and they put shit out. It's like you got to take away the feelings side of it too sometimes, but through the music,
Yo, I really like what you said about like you got to know what you're not good at, and that's how you like I said, you gotta put the crap out first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with them, like I'm good with more like the artistic side, but I'm like, oh, that's such a hassle to do the business stuff. That's why you have like Jacob for all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like for me at least, I feel like I'm good with like the business stuff and the artistry. But I'm like, dude, I don't know how to like put this like out like press wise or like hit up those blog spots or like grow from their make a press release or something. And that's where they're good at. You know what I mean? Yeah. And shout out to my homie Dylan, my other homie that does mixing and stuff. I was like, man, my mixing sucks. I need to find someone that can help me out with that. And that's what my homie Eric did on my first project, parts of my second one as well. But then I was like, man, let me just try something new. Let me kind of just like, let me elevate. Yeah. Let me elevate like what the sound is as well. And that's what my homie Dylan did as well. Shout out Dylan Doug in San Diego.
He mixes, masters everything, engineers it too, like tracks you out and all that, or what?
He like produces and mixes, but like, oh, actually, yeah, like he produced and mixed like some of my stuff. It was crazy. Yeah, he's crazy, man.
That's awesome.
Like he brought his own little flavor to it too. You know what I mean?
That's hella dope. What did you say? What was that entrepreneurship thing? The definition?
The definition of entrepreneurship is the undertaking of a new venture under conditions of extreme uncertainty.
Okay, I like that. I just had to hear that.
Okay. All right, write it down, baby. Write it down. Tattoo that shit on your lower back.
I already have mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matching?
Oh my! I got the same one. Mine's in the shape of a butterfly. Man, that's dope. What do you want out of music? Do you? I mean, and hey, go off, dude. Like, if you want to play fucking stadiums for the rest of your life, and you're trying to like do some Bieber type shit, like, dude, tell us. Tell our that's what our audience loves. Like, we're out here. Yeah. Everyone listening has like that success mindset that we were talking about, and we all share that similar kind of desire and that passion and everything. So what? Or is it something more of like you get a personal fulfillment out of it? Because to me, that's the same shit. Like if you tour the world but you're not getting personal fulfillment out of it, it's just kind of like it's kind of hollow. But if you're playing local shows and you're just kind of putting music out with your friends, but it drives you and it's fucking amazing, that's gonna be better than the stadiums all day. Yeah. What do you want out of it?
Yeah, I guess I could put it in one to like three things. It's not gonna be in any particular order. Sure. But, like, I guess one of them would be, I just want to put some good music out there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of mediocre stuff out there. Yeah. And I think I heard Levin Cali say, I think I heard Levin Cali say this, and I think I heard you say it on one of the podcasts, like, just timeless music. You know what I mean? Like, something I can listen to, like, 10 years, 20 years from now, and still be like, dang, that's a banger, dude.
Like it wasn't just trendy.
No, for sure. Yeah. Like I listened to freaking Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. I'm like, dude, that still holds up, right? Like I listen to that all the time. You know what I mean? And like that like touches my soul. That touches me in my heart, bro. And I guess that's like another thing. Like I want you to feel something as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. I guess like that's not exactly what my music is right now, but I would want that, like, oh shoot, I relate to that. I understood his story. I knew what he was talking about in this stanza or this verse or something. And yeah, man, like that's music really like touches you. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like even rock music, like, bro, I want to punch someone in the face. Mosh pits and shit. Mosh pits, you know what I'm saying? But oh shoot. But yeah, that's like one of the things I want to do. Like with music, I want it to be time. Like I want to just make good music that touches the soul, music that makes you feel something. Because like I listen to like Mac Ayres, Devin Morrison. They're like not super big, but like big in the R&B community. And their music, like every time I listen, I'm like, man, that's so groovy. Like, bro, makes me like okay. If you guys can't see me, I'm like rocking with my hands across my chest. But yeah, like their music just is so dope to me, and I'm like, I want to emulate that. You know what I mean? Like Anderson .Paak, he makes you feel groovy, but he also makes you feel like, man, I want to like run through a wall too. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I guess too, I kind of want to just build a community. That's what I want to do with music. I want to build something, not only for myself, but like that helps other people as well. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if this artist needs some artwork, hey, I know this guy. Let me help you out with that. You know what I mean? Because like music and like art, it's not just all in one. You know, like music, it's not just music. You know what I mean? Music encompasses like people that do artwork, people that do videography, people that do photography, dancing, people that do like freaking light shows or like lighting. You know what I mean?
Oh, those types of light shows, like
with the hands. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, man, that's what I want to do with music, man. I just want to make music that's timeless, makes you feel something, and
you just want to be immersed in it, huh?
Yeah, I want to make it my job, man. Like full-time job.
Are you pretty like a goals kind of guy? Like I want to hit this target, or you kind of just like let's just see what happens, like go with the flow type vibe?
Yeah, so I'm on that right now, but I'm trying to do the goals thing now. Because like when you don't have a goal or a certain thing you're reaching, like even like that's like low on the tier. Like let me just reach that for now, and then let me go from there and set a new goal. Mm-hmm. There's like nothing to reach. You know what I mean? Because like when you're just kind of going with it, that's where I've been. You kind of just like, oh, let me do music when I kind of feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why I like in the mindset of like, oh, let me do a song a month. All right, I gotta be doing X amount, making music this day. You know what I mean? Because that kind of helps you build those what's the word? Habits. There you go.
Yeah.
It helps you build those habits. Like, man, I know how to do this because I already did that last week. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to do, man.
Hell yeah,
dude, that's amazing. That's amazing, my guy. Hey, man, I appreciate the conversation, bro. I think it was really valuable for you to come on here and tell everyone the importance of a community, man, because that's, like I said, I feel like that's something that's overlooked. And I mean, that applies to any industry. Like you're going to have customers, fans, an audience, whatever you want to call it, in any industry. And if there's anything that you want to do to get yourself into a different place in life, it's gonna take other people. I told Ryan on the last podcast, we work in a people business. Mm-hmm. We don't work in
robots.
We're not fixing robots and shit like that. Like even beyond the music, we work in a people based industry where relationships with record labels, everything, and the fans is like crucial. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. And where can people find you at, bro? Instagram, MySpace, Snapchat, what's the deal?
Tumblr.
Tumblr. You can add me on my MySpace. You can find me at my main website has like all the links and all that. Benzeruy, BENZERUY.com. You can find me there, but you can find me on Instagram, Benzeruy, BENZERUY. Same handle for like everything, TikTok and all that. I don't make TikToks that much, but you can find me on there as well. But yeah, and also find my Artform 626 on my website as well. Just gotta click through my website. That's where I kind of showcase artists from my area and hidden talents and all that.
But you go by just Benzer for your artist name, right?
I just go by Benzer for my artist name. Benzer.com.
I saw it on Spotify though. It's like Benzer. So.
Yeah. So Apple Music, Spotify, all that is Benzer.
Apple Music, Spotify,
Deezer.
There's like some Chinese, Deezer, Napster, Tidal, all that. Yeah, all that, man. So yeah, you can find me on that.
I appreciate it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, hit us up, send us stuff. If there's anything you want to hear on the podcast, send me a DM at JACXBMOORE at Ryan Ramirez Official. Hit us up. Tell us about it. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We don't advertise. We don't do any of that shit. You get in here, cut and dry, and we give you the fucking truth on here. And we give you the type of shit that we hope motivates you and makes you the best version of yourself. So leave us a review, hit us up, and that was episode 23.
What's in your mind for you and for I'm trying to decide from the look in your eyes, yeah. I mean besides, but your feelings inside you. I'm messing up my mind and my spirit, babe.